What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today I want to talk about, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. So there was a grand opening yesterday of another Marathon Burgers, right? And for those of you that don't know, Nipsey Hussle, who was unfortunately gunned down, the marathon was one of his things, right? And him and his brother Black Sam wanted to brand certain things with their marathon theme. Unfortunately, again, Nipsey was gunned down, and his brother is carrying on the marathon for him, and for their family, for Nipsey's kids, right? And they've successfully opened up several marathon burgers, right? And yesterday they opened up one in Long Beach. Now, if you let a lot of these podcasters, a lot of these content creators, and hey, look, to each their own, man. But if you let these guys tell it, it happened inside the kitchen of Marathon Burgers. The shooting happened inside the kitchen and spilled out into the dining room, and it didn't happen like that. It happened outside of the barricade, not barricaded, but they had an area basically for those that were involved in trying to get into the Marathon Burger and involved in the ceremony, whatever. It happened outside of that. It happened half a block away. An incident occurred. And I'm going to tell you this. I watched, and not all of the videos. I just wanted to get a feel for it. I watched 3 different content creators. They all happen to be black. And I watched all 3 of them give their version, their way, their view of what happened. And as always, Compton Rick Rock did the best job. By far. I tell people all the time, man, if you want to get a level-headed, gamed up perspective on what's going on in the black community, what's going on in hip-hop, what's going on YouTube and the world, check out Compton Rick Rock. One of the most level-headed dudes on this platform. I'm not going to say all 3 names, but I'm going to say a second one. The first video that popped up for me, it happened to be Poetic Flaco. And per usual, Poetic Flaco put the name of a gang out there. Said this guy from this gang did this, that, whoop, whoop. Flaco wasn't there. Flaco's not even in California. Poetic Flaco called gang members dirty, low lives, and all this stuff, man. And he's always kept to that narrative. Except when he was at No Jumper in front of gang members, then they were the exception to the rule. Everybody that was around him. And I don't hate on Flaco. I think he's very successful. And he was able to get away from that old platform he was on and maintain success. He doesn't need them. I've said that for a long time, that dude didn't need them. But Poetic Flaco was one of the channels that had it right in the title as if it occurred at the Marathon Burgers. Poetic Flaco is trying to solve the case on camera. He did post the video, and you can hear about 10 gunshots ring out. You see women with babies and strollers running for their lives in fear. You see men, there's at least one other man, and you hear him saying, man, I got a baby with me, man. And so immediately when I saw it, I was like, the OGs need to talk to their little homies. Look, Long Beach Long Beach can get buck wild. We all know that. But an event like that, where there's so many civilians, there were children, there were babies, there were, again, babies in strollers, people holding their baby on their hip, and 10 gunshots ring out. Like, whatever the issue was, whoever the individuals involved were, that couldn't have been dealt with somewhere else at a different time. I get it. You know, I was a gang member before, and you know, when I was a kid, and you know, but damn, we kind of like knew, like, when there's women and children around, it's not the right time. Keep it moving. Catch them later. Catch them that night. Whatever. But you didn't just get off in front of women and children. There was a good chance you were going to get in trouble in the neighborhood for doing stuff like that. And that was pretty much for everybody. Nowadays, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Where they're just like, there he is. It's broad daylight. There's 50 kids, but you know what? Perfect timing. Let me do this real quick. And somebody lost their life. I don't know. I think there was 2 people. But a life was lost. Life was lost. Let me say that. I don't know if they apprehended anybody. I'm sure Flaco will get to the bottom of it. But it's a very unfortunate thing. Especially when you think of Nipsey. Nipsey was a straight up Crip. And Nipsey made music with YG. Nipsey used to wear red, blue, whatever he felt like. And when you listen to his music, he was about the elevation of his people. It wasn't just about the elevation of the 60s. He wasn't just about the elevation of Crips. He was about the elevation of his people. I respect that. And even though the shooting that occurred had nothing to do with the marathon, it happened to happen right there. And you have news media and news outlets putting the Marathon Burger with the shooting. Shooting at Marathon, right? It was a shooting in Long Beach. Marathon Burger just happened to be opening up a half a block away. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you feel in the comments. That's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.